I'm JQ.
I'm TQ.
And I'm Mama Q.
We're the Q brothers and Mom. And this is Small Power TV.
We've got Rita Kayum, otherwise known as Reedy P. Reedy P, the best mom in the world, here to do the long-awaited seminar on how to raise perfect children. You've asked, and we're finally giving in. So tell us your secrets, Mom. Now we're here to, I guess I should say one perfect, one AWOL, and one all right. But anyway, let's just roll with this something else. Flower essences, right?
That's right. I am a Bach flower practitioner.
Yoo-hoo!
And,
how long have you been doing it?
oh, I don't remember the exact year, but it's probably 15 years.
I was going to say about 15.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being a freshman in college when you started sending me remedies.
Yeah, or potions, as my son calls them. Yes.
Sweet potions.
Anyway,
so what are
Flower
flower
essences? If you want.
sure.
Okay.
Flower essences are, well, Bach flower essences are, there are 38 essences that were discovered by Dr. Edward Bach in the early 20th century. And what they do is address emotional disturbances or imbalances. It was Dr. Bach's belief. He was an MD, living in London. He was Welsh by birth. He lived in London. He worked as an Orthodox MD. Then he became a pathologist and bacteriologist. And at that time, he was introduced to Samuel Hahnemann's method of medicine, homeopathy. And he was taken by that, and out of that...
Took that in another direction, kind of?
Yeah.
He found that homeopathy, if I recall, tell me if I'm right, addresses more physical symptoms. I mean, there might be other components to homeopathy, but it's generally more of a medicine, and oftentimes using physical symptoms to diagnose more than a mental, right, and emotional.
Often.
Sure, there's much overlap.
There's overlap, but...
But he was also a lover of nature, right? So he's a botanist, and I think he loved flowers, and so he started experimenting with...
He did, and he thought that it came to him when he saw dewdrops sitting on blossoms in the sun, that he figured that the energy of the flower would enter into that water. And then at a party, he once noticed or decided that he could see how different people reacted because of their personality types. And so out of that grew his branch of medicine. It's an energy medicine like homeopathy is, though it's not prepared like homeopathic medicine. There's no succussion and increase of energy.
Okay,
so,
getting a little bit technical, but the bottom line is homeopathy, flower essences are prepared from specific flowers, and the idea is it's not an active ingredient like an herbal extract, but it's roughly based on homeopathic preparation, a preparation where the idea is to get the energy of certain plants and to act on emotional or mental states. Is that correct?
That's right, and he believed that physical symptoms or disturbances grew out of emotional disturbances, because, and he described perfect health as being the total unity of body, mind, and spirit. And his flower essences bring the mind and spirit back into line with the body, and therefore gives the body the ability to heal itself.
It's cool.
That's awesome.
So we are, we just fair to say that having grown up as your children, we're fairly into this stuff.
Well, I always think the explanation sometimes can be a little like, whoa, what are you talking about? But then when you try it, particularly on babies and dogs who don't know that you're doing it to them, and you see an immediate difference, it's really hard to argue with the fact that it's working. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, the most famous flower essence example would be Rescue Remedy, right? Which is a combination of what?
Of 5 different of the single remedies. The first is cherry plum, which is used for loss of control. The second is impatience, for impatience.
Weird how that works.
Yeah. The third is clematis, for when you need to be brought into focus, when you're spaced out or, you know, unable to concentrate, you know, at hand. The fourth is Star of Bethlehem, which is for emotional trauma, and it brings comfort. And the last is Rock Rose, which is for terror and panic. So that combination works very well when you are in a situation where your world is turned upside down. It could be you lost a job, it could be you were in an accident, car accident, it could be
flying on a plane. I use it every time I fly on a plane.
Yeah,
taking a test. I'm thinking about examples I use it for.
Having an argument with someone.
Yeah, taking a test, public speaking, a lot of people use it for.
Oh, even more than flying, going through security. Like with kids and stuff, and like the bags, and everyone's kind of like that. Like, I watched that. I was traveling with a family. This is not your family, so I'm not being like. But I watched, and the kid was bugging out, and I just had it. I was taking it for myself because it was prior to going on a plane, and I just dropped a few drops on his head, and he just.
If someone you knew.
Yeah, like
I thought you were randomly.
I would consider like a nephew. You know?
Yeah, I thought you were randomly like baptizing kids with Rescue Remedy at the airport.
I grant you calmness.
Well, actually, that is a point, because I've had people say, I want to give this to my boyfriend, but I don't want him to know it.
Yeah.
And that's a question that you have to answer for yourself.
That's an ethical issue we'll leave up to you.
Yeah.
Evil person.
Anyway.
But I say spike them.
I do too.
Rescue Remedy is the thing that you might want to have in your pocket or your purse, because you don't know when those situations arise.
Well, and they make a great one that I know. Rescue Sleep is a formula that has the original Rescue Remedy plus one more ingredient.
White chestnut.
White chestnut, which is for what? Racing mind, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So, because a lot of people, you know, we take sleep medicines and we can't sleep, but because people can't sleep, but they are focused on physical symptoms, when oftentimes it's the mind that is maybe obsessing or racing. You know,
it's like some people, when people come in, sleep is one of the major things people come in for. And they just want something to knock themselves out, and they keep trying and it doesn't help.
Or it helps for a little while and then it doesn't,
but it's not getting to the root of the issue. And I said, well, what kind of insomnia are you having? Is it, are you going over the day? Are you thinking about tomorrow again and again? Are you going over a conversation with a person that you wish had gone differently 400 times in a row? Then this is probably the remedy for you. You know?
Yeah, and I use this with my daughter, Safi. She gets nervous at night if there's a thunderstorm coming in or something, and I just find that is like, you know, just one little spray, but she's able to chill out. So I love that formula. And, you know, just to cover Rescue Remedy, I know our goal is to talk flower essences too, but you can get it in a cream, there's pastilles. So cream can be used for skin. And the weird thing is, even though we've been talking about emotions, it does work on a physical level too.
It does. And the Rescue Remedy cream is the 5 essences plus crabapple, which is for feeling like you're not perfect or like something is wrong with you.
Yeah, which when you're putting cream on something, there probably is something wrong with you.
So this was my Zit cream growing up as a teenager, and nothing has ever worked quite as fast as that. And I think especially as a teenager, when you're in an awkward phase, like you're not feeling like you look good, and you're definitely touching it too much and doing too much
and putting all your attention
on it, and you're making it way worse. So it really helped me for that. And also I've noticed that under the neck, for post shaving. I've had like there's like a dozen guys that come in the store will not use anything else after shaving under their neck. So.
And there are several things for kids. We do have Rescue Remedy for kids, which is non-alcohol. Rescue Remedy and all the flower essences are in a brandy base. So.
So a small amount of alcohol.
It's very
small. Let's talk about when you're taking Rescue Remedy or any flower essence. How much are you taking?
Okay, if you're taking a single remedy, that's one of the 38, you would take 2 drops. And there are different ways of taking it. You can put 2 drops directly on your tongue. You can put 2 drops in a glass of water and slowly sip it. Or you can dilute it. And if this works especially well when you're using more than one remedy at a time, when you're making a formula for yourself. You use 2 drops of each remedy in a 1-ounce dropper bottle, and then you fill that with drinking water. And then you use the dropper and you take 4 drops of that 4 to 6 times a day. So it's much more economical because you're using less, but it's spreading it out over a period of time, which does not, but the dilution does not make it less effective.
Yeah.
The energy...
But I mean, for what it will do is, if people are concerned about alcohol, by the time you dilute it that way, you're getting more alcohol from like smelling wine practically than you are from. I mean, in other words, there's not very much in there, so you can. For most people,
they didn't even make it kids when they were kids.
They didn't make it kids, so you can use that on kids, on anybody, and I certainly don't hesitate to do that.
We used it on our dog. We used it on us. She put it in the Christmas tree.
Yes, I still do that. I put it in the base in the water of the Christmas tree. Tree lasts longer. Needles stay on longer.
Yeah, that's
also
true.
For cut flowers. Bring cut flowers home. I know most places give you the little packet.
For anyone who's even listening to this, I think that the key is, the amazing part about it is because it's not active ingredient, you're not really worried about taking them. It's not a medication. It's not going to interact with anything else. So it's something that you have to kind of try to believe, I think. And the amazing thing is how many people try it, not really knowing, on a recommendation of a friend, of a doctor, of someone, and then come back in and say, oh, wow, that was amazing. And that's been my experience, is that like, I've stopped really caring why it works in a scientific way and have just started enjoying the fact that I have this set of tools that actually work for specific mind states, stresses, you know, those things. And I just urge people, if you want to try it, if you're a person, like, if you're a person, most likely you feel stressed sometimes.
Well, I'll see you.
Yeah.
I am a robot. No, but and they have a whole. A lot of people have calming issues, but a lot of people are too relaxed and
some people need to get off your butt and start doing something.
They have a whole olive line, right, with the olive in it. Isn't that the one that gives you energy?
It boosts your energy.
Yeah, and so we had a guy come in on Saturday. It was maybe last year, and he came in and was like, Does this work? And I was like, only one way to find out, man, you know? And he was like, all right, I'll take one. And he left and went to go to Summery to have lunch, and before he even got there, he ran back and bought out our inventory. He goes, that is the most amazing thing I've ever tried. And he was the most skeptical man I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it really works. And in the store, we have the questionnaire.
Yeah.
So it's a little pamphlet that asks questions, and you check off the answers, and you see what you need.
So come in and get one, and you can request one on the phone with us too.
Yeah, and also we list a lot of the conditions on each of the flower essences, so we'll link that up. But our point is, give it a try. You know, it's before you go to taking some kind of drugs for something or doing something like that. Follow the logic that we try to follow, which is start with the most gentle thing first. And that's why we called in our expert and mom, Reedy P, to come here and just kind of lay out a path that you might try that would be very easy and very low cost.
And even if it doesn't work, it can't hurt you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you've chosen the wrong one, it definitely works. The question is, did you choose the right remedy?
Yeah. And I think, like, also, like, you know, just for people out there who have kids that maybe they're wondering if their kid has like ADD and these sorts of issues. Like, you know, it's like it's scary to jump right into big medicine stuff, you know, and if you want to try something else first, this is a great thing to try.
Or in conjunction with.
Yeah, it can interfere, so that's great.
That's a separate topic, but yeah, certainly this would be a great
I just think that's a lot of what we get, people coming in the stores for the kids, you know what I mean?
For the kids, man. Yeah. So, anyway, Flower Essences, thank you for joining us. Thanks, Mom. Woohoo! She's the best. So are you. Thanks for joining us. See ya.